Tellemtribe Tarot, daily readings for my tribe. Subscribe to my channel.
Peace, Gemini. I am Cherokee with Tellemtribe Tarot, coming to you with another reading. This one is going to be for my Geminis who are having some issues with a friend. You may have a friend that has a very strange sense of humor, or they may not have the best judgment when it comes to the things that they say to you. Maybe because they know how Gemini loves to play around and Gemini is comfortable with them. So you may have been friends for a while, or maybe not, but you just vibe and you felt like, this is your person and you could be yourself around this person. You don't give the same energy that you give to this person that you give to other people. So this person sees this, but somehow they take this friendship for granted by criticizing you in the worst way in public. And it's to the point where you're like, sometimes, do they even realize how they come off? And it's even gotten to the point where you may even think to yourself, like, am I tripping? So we're going to tap into that and see what's going on between you and your friend. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, Gemini. If you'd like to book a personal reading, the link is in the description. Turn on post notifications. Click like to show love to the video, which in turn shows love to the channel. Share the video to share the wealth. That definitely helps the channel. Subscribe to the channel, okay? And join the channel membership if you can. Either way, I appreciate you. And you know what I'm going to ask? Drop a comment to say hello to a goddess, because I love it when you say hello. So Spirit, please provide me with the guided messages for the Gemini Collective. Please provide me with the guided messages for the Gemini Collective and their friend. What is going on between them? It's so interesting because Gemini, you take friendship very seriously. You could be on one side where you have a ton of friends, or you could be on the other side where you have one or two friends and you hold them really dear to your heart. So this could be either way for you. But one of the friends that you spend the most time with is just like trying your shit in public. And you just like, wait, am I tripping? Is it me? So we're going to get to the bottom of this thing. Spirit, please provide me with the guided messages for Gemini. What's that? The Two of Wands. Okay, so please provide me with the guided messages for Gemini. Okay, let's see. All right, Gemini, so let's get into it. Got another spread. Trying out all these different spreads. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. How have y'all been? Drop it in the comments. Tell me, how has life been treating you aside from this friend that's being super freaking weird and throwing you off like who raised you? How has life been treating you? Good, I hope. I hope you've been good to yourself. I hope you've been drinking your water. I hope you've been taking your vitamins. And I hope that you have been treating people the way how you would like to be treated and living your life like it's golden. All right. The neighborhood asshole is doing wheelies in the streets. I was waiting for a moment just in case they wanted to do a wheelie. All right, so let's see what's going on here, Gemini. So you have this friend that's doing the most in public, and you're trying to figure out, like, is this something that I'm missing? Do they do this all the time? Do they do this personally when I'm around them only, or when I'm in public with them? Do they do this both times? What am I not catching on to? So with the moon card, I feel like when you're both alone, they don't show you who they are entirely. And I feel like because you have this aura about you, Gemini, that if it's not intimidating them, it's challenging them to change, or it's challenging them to be greater than what they are, which is a beautiful thing. And if an individual is not ready to change, to elevate from their way of thinking, or to consider a perspective that's not theirs, they may look at the source of that change as a threat or lame or square, silly, anything but great or positive. So this person may have some issues within themselves that they're projecting. And I feel like when you both are alone, you don't really see it much because there's no one to egg them on. Because you don't egg on foolishness. When they do this, I feel like you get silent. But when you go out in public, they get courage and they feed off of other people's energy, and they say things in humor that isn't funny. And while you may laugh at times, Spirit, why is the moon card here? 5 of Swords. Yeah, you may laugh at times, but sometimes you challenge it. So it happens a lot when it's out in public. And I feel like with your mutual friends, or let's say you invite this person quite often to like things like to anything, to outings where you don't necessarily have mutual friends, but you introduce them to your friends. Like you have friends separate from them. And when you all come together and you're like, this is so and so, and then you all get, acquainted. And they do this thing where they might just pick a fight, not even a real fight, but a squabble, like scrutinize every little thing that you say, like feeding off of every little thing that you say, as if they're nitpicking at every little thing that you do. But you're supposed to be cool. So why are you creating this tussle? Why are you creating this friction? And they do it when you're around other people. So you're not going crazy, you're not overthinking, and you're not being a mess or nitpicking. They are. And this is something that you should be concerned about. Now, what we need to figure out is this someone who they naturally are? Are they naturally someone that's like sarcastic? Or are they just picking at you? And the Empress is here. So I'm going to pull a clarifying card, the High Priestess. So Gemini, there is something about your energy that this person admires, but they don't know how to receive it. So instead of simply saying, I admire the way how you do this and that, they may criticize you about it, because that is how they show compliments. This person may even be attracted to you, Gemini. Gonna pull another card. It's a major situation here, Gemini, because the 8 of Swords. Yeah, this person is not saying something, Gemini. This is you. You're not saying how this is affecting you. And they're also not saying something as well. I feel like Gemini, that this person doesn't know themselves fully, and you inspire them, but you are so intimidating. So Gemini, this is a Gemini that is so sure of themselves. This is a Gemini, I feel like this is a like a late May Gemini, like May 26th, to the 28th, all the way up to June 1st, like that kind of Gemini. And they want to harness your energy, and because they don't know how, they lash out in fear. I don't think that they're necessarily a sarcastic person. I think they're just like have a sick sense of humor, and they don't know how to give a compliment. I don't feel like this is something that's geared towards you only. I feel like this person feels like, oh wow, Gemini, this person has this issue with everyone that gets close to them. This person has this issue with everyone that comes close to them. Because Gemini, you have this nurturing way about you where you want to help people, you want to fix people, you want to make sure everything is okay, you want to fix their problems. And you may have fixed the problem for this person, you may have fixed a lot of problems for this person, but this person feels like they could never repay you, and this person feels like they have to fill this space with the things that they do and say to feel like they're filling a void when they don't have to, and they don't know how to be your friend. That's what's going on. They don't know how to be your friend, Gemini. Now, with the Knight of Wands, your spirit guides is saying that you need to take action on how you feel about the energy that's being portrayed, about the energy that's being introduced to you each time that they make you feel some kind of way in front of other people, regardless of to what their reasonings are, because we're not tapping deep into their energy to see what their issues are, what their traumas are, and what's going on within them to make them be this way. Fact of the matter is that this is the way that they are right now, and it's affecting you, and you haven't been saying shit about it. You've been trying to save face. You've been trying to protect them. So this person may have come from a shaky past where they're used to people leaving them behind, or they're used to being abandoned. And you, Gemini, are feeling like you have to show them like there is a better way to be as an individual. Like this person has great qualities about them, but they don't know how to sustain a relationship without being the fiery. There may be a Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, but they don't know how to not be that fiery energy that they are, because they feel like this is the way that they have to be to keep people of value around. And they do value you. They do value you, Gemini, but your guides are saying is here's what you need to do. You need to speak your piece. You need to show them how, like, the right and the wrong way to do things. Because if a person doesn't know that they're being offensive, if the person doesn't know that they're being disgusting, if someone just doesn't know, they're going to keep doing it. If a person doesn't know that they're disrespecting you, how can they fix it? So with the Knight of Wands energy, now is the time for you to be mindful of what's happening. Introduce them to a new way of doing things. Let them know how this affects you, and let them know what would happen if they don't adjust. Don't just jump at them in front of other people. Like, the Knight can be really quick and fiery and not think first. Make sure that you breathe. You do your breathing exercises, because I feel like there's been very many close calls where you just like, we supposed to be cool. Like, why are you saying this? Like, or I don't see where they have said anything that you've confided in them, like in public or around other people. But I feel like they just they just they like to make scenes. So you have to nip that in the bud, Gemini. You have to nip it in the bud, especially if you want this friendship to strive. Now, should you reply in a similar way in public so people can laugh with you? With the Ten of Cups, no. Yes and no. You shouldn't reply in a way that would insult them in public. You know you have that philosophical way about you, how you can throw the line out there and reel an individual in with your mind and with your creativity, and the way how you can set the tone for an environment, the way how you can start the party and end the party in one breath, the way how you have that way of maintaining order. So utilize your God-given talent and gift to set the course. When this person is, if you want to continue being around this person and you're traveling with this person, you're taking this person around with you, this person is your friend. This is someone that you value as a friend. And if you value them as a friend, you correct them as a friend. With the Ten of Cups energy is saying that there is a possibility that you can correct this person, but like, show them like a signal, like, you crossing the line. Or let me holler at you for a minute. You messing up the vibe. Don't correct them in front of other people, but pull them aside and let them know how you feel. And don't let everyone else know that y'all have a problem if it arises again. So when you come back to the group or whatever the case may be, no one won't know that you had an issue. Laugh it off and like, let me talk to you for a second. Come walk with me. And state how you feel. But in essence, what you want to do is address this privately. But if you're around, I feel like you and this person has to do like, feel like a traveling job or something. Like you guys may work together. See, inventory. I don't know what that's about. Stockroom, inventory, counting. So maybe you work at a bank together. So this may be some like break room energy. This could also be a family friend as well. This is definitely someone that's tied to you through a friend of a friend or a family member. Spirit, please provide me with the guided messages for this person, for Gemini and this friend that they have. Now, the question is, are you afraid of losing this friendship? Because, like, why the hell are you dealing with this, Gemini? Oh, Gemini, the Magician. You feel like this person knows too much about you. That's what it is. You feel like this person knows too much about you, and if you anger them, you might, or if you cut them off, or if you give them space, or if you correct them the way how, like, this has been welling up for a while. So you feel like if you confront them or you address the issue, there's no right or wrong way. I mean, there's no right way in your eyes to talk to them about this, because you feel like they might switch up on you with the Magician. I don't feel like you're afraid of them. I feel like you're afraid of what you disclose to them, that they may switch up. Now, with the Knight of Swords here, there's a couple knights here. So there's a couple people who's been aware of what's been going on between you and this person, and like, I feel like Gemini, and this person could also be another Gemini as well. In addition to like a fire energy, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, they could be a Gemini or Aquarius or a Libra as well. And I feel like once you decide, let's say hypothetically, you have the conversation with them, they don't take it well, regardless of what they decide to do with the information that they know about you. You can't control what people do with or without this action that you may or may not take. Fact of the matter is that this person is like, they're like a tit for tat type of person. And I feel like you'd find yourself explaining on their behalf a lot if you keep this friendship going. And you have to ask yourself, like, this can work both ways. You can be that person that's always having to be like, when they show up somewhere that they have to be, because I feel like they have to be around a lot for some reason. I don't know why. They just have to. And it's not as easy to just disconnect. But I feel like if you don't like put some space between y'all, what it would look like is you having to explain on their behalf on before they arrive type shit. Like, so and so is gonna be here, just be mindful of this, that, and the third. If they say this, that, and the third, just disregard it. This is just who they are. This is just how they are. And I feel like with the Queen of Swords, you have a responsibility to your sanity to be kind to yourself and understand that you shouldn't be losing your cool or losing your shit or feeling anxious or feeling apprehensive when their name comes up, or feeling as if they may have done something that you gonna have to stand in the paint for, or you have to fear that they may blurt something out that you told them in confidence. You're intelligent. Like, you're bigger than this. So it's kind of strange that you are even thinking about this so deeply when the obvious answer for you is to address it or neglect it. And I feel like if you find a friend that's more loyal, I feel like you'd end up finding I feel like if you just take the steps to disconnect from this person, you'll realize that it wasn't that deep to begin with. Because you have someone that's intimidated by your mind. They're intimidated by your capabilities. And the reason that they like being around you is because you inspire them, but they don't know how to show love. And that's not your responsibility. So Gemini, you know what your responsibility is at this point. I feel like your life won't be so bad without them. I know, yeah, you'll feel a little cold, a little hurt at first, but acting like this person doesn't say crazy things on a regular when you come around is normal. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. So I'm going to pull an oracle card to close this reading out. I really hope that this gave you some clarity on your situation, Gemini. Spirit, please provide me with the closing messages for Gemini. Please provide me with the closing messages for Gemini. Gemini, I also feel like this person has something that they want to tell you as well. Like they have some kind of resentment. It may not even be towards you. It may be towards someone that you're affiliated with, and they're taking it out on you. So there's something that they're not saying. When I look at this from like a grand scale, like the grand scheme of things, it's just not looking like this person has your best interest in heart, because someone can admire you, but they can also hate you at the same time. And you already know what love and hate is at the same time. That's jealousy, Gemini. I think this person is just jealous of you while you playing. Homeward, take yourself out on a date. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. That's more like it. So I feel like you're focusing more on this friendship because you care, and that's just the type of person that you are. And spirit is telling you to focus on yourself. So maybe like to take yourself out on a date. It's just taking yourself away from the situation just so you can get a breather. And then realizing that you put too much expectations on people that don't have the same heart as you do. And people can pose all day about who they perceive themselves to be, but at the end of the day, when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. And giving people chances over and over again is great, but when those chances are chipping away at your heart, chipping away at your health, chipping away at your emotions, and you're a genuine person, now you have to hold your head up high and ask yourself, like, what am I really doing here? Like, what else are you willing to sacrifice for someone who is not necessarily considering your feelings when you're out in freaking public, Gemini? This shouldn't even be a question. It doesn't matter who they're connected to. It doesn't matter what they can say about you. Yeah, you might have told them things in confidence, but I think this would be a great lesson to read the vibe up front, point blank, period. Because people show you who they are even when they're silent. You just have to listen. Sometimes you have to listen to the quiet because the quiet can be noisy. The quiet can be loud. Listen to the awkward silences. Listen to the jokes. Listen to the text messages, to the tones. Ask valid questions. Or if you're not going to ask questions, just listen to the vibe. Read the vibe. Read the room, Gemini. You know better. But no one is perfect, and this reading is supposed to help you to make a better decision with regards to who you keep around you and for how long. I hope this message reaches you in the best of spirits. I hope you have a clear mind and know how to move forward. Going forward, drop a comment to say hello to a goddess, because you know I love it when you say hello. And until next time, love and light, tribe.